What do you take away from this OTA portion of spring? What are your takeaways?
Yeah, I think it was really good to get everybody together, meet the new guys, and kind of start from ground one again. I think at this time of the year, thinking about it holistically, last year is over. And anything that we were able to do last year, I've said this every offseason, to be honest. I remember when I went to Oklahoma specifically, I talked about that, and nothing that's been done prior will get us to where we want to be now. There are a ton of experiences that we've definitely documented and deposited in the bank, if you will, to learn from, and we will learn from and have learned from. But it's a day-by-day thing. It's a day-by-day thing, and I think everybody's taking that approach. And we're excited to just kind of continue that progression.
Last year at this time, kind of talked to you about your off-season sort of regime when you're here, but when you're not here as well. And you said you were kind of still feeling it out. Are you still in that process, or do you have it sort of locked down?
I'm still feeling that out. I kind of go as my gut tells me to. In the end, the main thing is to come in conditioned, prepared, and crisp, so we can get the thing rolling.
When you say nothing that happened last year will help us get where we want to go this year, is that a message you ever feel the need to share with other guys, or is that kind of understood by everybody?
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. Every team has their own opportunity to do something special, and this is a whole entire new team, and that's something that we're all embracing. That's something I've embraced, and it takes a special type of discipline and work to achieve what you want to achieve. You have to completely reset that, but also allow the things you've experienced to fuel you, fuel that fire, and grow. Work every day.
Any plans to get the receivers together during this off period, and how much room for growth is there still with you and some of those guys?
Yeah, there'll definitely be an opportunity for us to get together and throw. You can never not be. There is no limit to that. We're always striving to kind of get on the same page and just play catch. Those are the guys. You know what I mean? So there'll definitely be an opportunity to do that.
Jalen, the fact that Brian Johnson was one of the kind of early believers in you, what did that mean to you at the time as you were coming up, and how important has that been in terms of the trust as you moved to this point?
Yeah, I've known him for a very long time, obviously. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. But, he's been a guy that's always been around in my life. Always been someone that's been a family friend, and me watching him play growing up, and kind of seeing how the things have kind of shaken out. Him being a quarterback coach for 2 years and now being an offensive coordinator, I think it's going to be good for us, and I think that could definitely be a benefit for us with the relationship that we have. Obviously, it's a change, a little bit of a change in how we view things and how he views things from a play caller. So those things will change for sure. But in terms of us navigating and being on the same page, I think that's the number one goal, and that's something that I reiterate to him all the time. So, we're all excited for it.
It's our first time speaking with you since graduation. How was that experience? Why was that important to you to do? And how did you balance that behind the scenes?
Did I speak to y'all at graduation?
No, you spoke to us with the contract. It's our first time speaking to you since graduation.
It was something I started and I wanted to finish, so that doesn't necessarily need everybody's involvement.
Jalen, on that fuel going forward, how much is the way last season ended and getting so close part of that fuel for you guys to reach your goal?
I think everything, man, everything. It depends on what type of competitor you are. It doesn't take much to fuel me and motivate me, and I think it's about the type of competitor you are that, obviously everyone wants to go out there and they want to be the best. That's what we work for. That's what we try and be intentional towards in doing that, but it's a steep price you have to pay to do that. So as a team, as an organization, everybody in this building. It's about learning from every experience that we've experienced. That's every day in practice. Every team that we've played, things of the past, whatever it is, if you can apply it to your, to where you are in the moment and kind of change your future, determine what you want to do, you do that, and that comes from hard work and preparation. So.
Jalen, I know you've said in the past, you feel like you've never arrived at everything, but when you go into an off-season, how do you approach what you want to get better at, and then how you go about doing that? What's kind of your plan with that?
I think it's a thing of turning, my emphasis has been just turning my weaknesses into my strengths. Now, somebody's going to ask, what are my weaknesses? That's for me to know. But it's just all about getting better. It's all about getting better. I think about all the different things last year maybe that, that I did at a high level, and then to my standards, I didn't do at a high level. But I think the thing that kind of keeps me going is being my biggest critic. And, certain things are allowed, but for me, it may not be. So knowing that, staying true to that, and staying true to myself, and then also staying true to my coaches, taking that coaching and continuing to grow.
Now that we're 2 months from you signing the contract extension, what have you noticed has changed, either within you or how people approach you?
I'm the same guy. I'm the same guy. Same approach. Numbers may have changed, but same guy, same approach, same goals, same dreams.
When you talk about trying to identify those weaknesses and then attacking them to get better, is that all you looking at it and finding them, or do you try to bounce that off other people and figure out what
That's a team thing. And I think perspective is everything, especially as a leader, because it's very beneficial for me to go talk to a guy like Slay, for instance, and say, hey, what you see? Coach Sirianni or, JG, who's not the Cardinals, whatever it is, those are all things that I use to try and better my game. And then no difference than receivers, talking to receivers, talking about their game, them talking about my game, and just trying to evolve and grow. But in the end, I think it's important for us to have that as a team because, you just want to continue to grow. That's what it's all about. And I think that's something that a lot of us on this football team, that we've been able to do that over time. So we just want to stick to the script on that, just stay diligent in our work and just continue to take steps.
Jay, an off-field question. How did the shoot with Tiana Taylor come about, and what did it mean for you to be able to debut the kicks when you went and hit VP the other day?
Yeah, she reached out to me. And said she had an opportunity for me, and she said that I was the perfect fit for it, and I really appreciated that. And kind of went from there, the neighborhood mailman and the little video. So it was a fun experience. Glad I got to try it.
What was the most important thing you learned about yourself through that whole Super Bowl run last year, and what do you bring into this season?
You said it again?
I said, what was the most important thing you learned about yourself, and what do you bring from that into this year?
From last year?
Yes.
It's everything that I've always known about myself. It's just a matter of staying diligent. Stay diligent. Embrace everything that comes with it. The road is not always pretty. It's not always what you would think it would be, but embrace the different things that come along that journey. I always say that there is no arrival. There's only the journey. And I use so many different things to fuel me to keep going. And that's all I ever want to do. That's all I want to be, is just be the best player I can be the best teammate I can be. And that takes a lot of constructive criticism, self-criticism, and also self-awareness of knowing who you are and where you are and how far you've come. The same thing remains. The only direction is to rise, and that's a mentality that I have, and I think this team has, and it's a new group. So we'll come back in training camp and talk about what the identity of this team is, and we'll search for that. We'll find out what that is. It changes every year. But the priority now is obviously everybody going home, making smart decisions, and coming back and being ready to go, being ready to build and lay that foundation for what this football team will be.
What stood out to you about the offseason moves and the changes to the roster?
Kelsey's back. That stood out.
Take some more.
Nick again talked about your ability to handle tough or hard coaching, and that being something that he values in you. Do you are you cognizant of that? There are other players that maybe don't handle it as well. Do you take that on as sort of a leadership mantle?
You can, and I think that's something that AJ and I have talked about in the past, is talking about, hey, you think about how you respond to certain coaching and respond to certain things. You set an example for everyone else in the room. So it's a great opportunity for the culture and environment to be set to, hey, it's okay to be coached. And I've been coached hard my whole entire life. So in terms of accountability, I think that's really big. And I think just, being in those big games and being in these moments, that matters because the details truly matter. So you definitely need someone to correct you on them. And ultimately, everybody needs to be on the same page when those moments come.
Jalen, Nick talked about Quez as somebody specifically who stood out during the spring workouts. I guess what have you seen from him over the last couple of weeks?
Quez has been doing a really good job. He's been doing a really good job. He's been playing a number of different positions, and he's been doing a really good job at them. So Quez is a guy that I came in with. I worked out with him before we both got drafted here. We tore it up on a scout team our rookie year, and I have all the trust in him. And, he's hungry. He's hungry, and he's used everything as fuel. And I'm glad he's taking that approach, and I'm excited to see the show he puts on this year.